Sl65 AMG V12 Rentec driving video. Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. I was at home this weekend, but we are getting it done now. Here we go. AC works great, blows cold. I know someone's gonna ask me and not watch the video and ask if the AC works. AC works great. Everything on this car works as it's intended to from the factory. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. And we are going to take this right and we will start our normal trek. Okay, I'm going to take it a little bit light on it because we just got started, but once we get going I'll start ripping, okay? Drives really quiet on the road, which is a huge factor in these cars. I'll lower the AC so you can really tell how quiet it is. It's a great driving experience because you got that 750 horsepower, 900 pound-feet of torque, but it's silent in the car. You can get that in other cars. You could supercharge a Corvette, throw headers on it, and rip off the exhaust, and yeah, you might make close to that power, but it's not the same driving experience. So this car gives you supercar killer performance in a luxury driving experience, which is why it's so unique. So I'm going to start with that luxury driving experience, and once we get through and bored of that, we will drive it like it's meant to be driven. Nice and slow over here. Drives great. Okay, I guess here we go. Jeez. That was like 90 miles an hour in like 3.5 seconds. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel. This transmission is absolutely bulletproof. Second. Wheel spin. Third. I did a driving video on a Z06 with a supercharger and a headers, and that car gave you similar acceleration to this car, except it was horribly unpleasant to drive a couple months ago. This car is ridiculous. Spin the tires in third, fourth gear, but you're driving in a comfortable, well-built vehicle, so it's kind of different. I'm going to change the suspension to sport suspension, and we are now ready to continue. Active body control in sport. Shift it down, bang. Next gear, bang. Ribs, unbelievable. The exhaust sounds awesome. The whole driving experience is unbelievable. Steering wheel steady, no vibrations, nothing. Just goes. Car means business. I do not think we can actually see the performance limits of this car on these roads. There is 0% chance we can push it to its limits, but we can give you a little taste of what it is. You need like a full-on Nuremberg track to actually push this car to its limits, because those are close to 200 miles an hour. So we will not be hitting 200 miles an hour today, but we will be driving. Shifts are beautiful, absolutely smooth, which is crazy. The smoothness of shifts, you barely even feel the car shifting, but you have 750 horsepower and 900 pound-feet of torque. It is ridiculous what Mercedes-Benz does. Exhaust gives you some crackles and pops, but it's really quiet. None of that obnoxious BMW crackle pop. So smooth. Downshift to third, downshift to second. Nothing. No bucking, no movement, no jerking. Absolutely smooth as butter. The steering wheel feels awesome. All the interior materials feel awesome. Alcantara headliner, Alcantara steering wheel. Seats are like comfortable, cooled and heated seats. You got lots of other features. You got nav. Let's throw that on. You got radio. You got lots of things. So here is this. This is nav. You got map. You got audio. You got radio. Wrong channel, but that's okay.
Okay.
Shutting that off because no one cares. We'll shut off the AC also, and we will give it a few more seconds of ripping. We can't go that fast because there's a car in front of us, and this car will eat up the space in seconds. Yeah, that is unbelievable. What's your thoughts on the driving experience, Noah?
It's wild.
It's pretty cool.
It's a pretty great car.
Yeah, you get in and you're like, okay, it's a nice Mercedes. And then you're like, oh my goodness, that is fast. We'll turn around here, we'll give it a couple seconds of acceleration, and that will conclude our driving video. This is a full lock on the steering wheel. Absolutely quiet, no weird noises. And then going this way. Unbelievable. That is just scary. We're at 75 and I do not feel comfortable going much faster than that on these turns. Not because of the car, just because I don't want to end up in the bushes. And we have caught up to the car in front of us. I think there's a little straightaway where we can give it some acceleration, but the car just feels so unbelievably planted at speed, which is crazy for what it is. It's hard to even get that V12 working. The V12 puts out power so effortlessly. It's absolutely ridiculous. You're like, okay, it's gonna rev, but you get to like 4,000 RPM and you're already going like 95 miles an hour. Brakes feel great. They stopped this car. Some massive brakes we got on here. They're 6-piston Brembos up front, and in the rear we have 4 pistons. I don't think they're Brembos, scratch that. They're AMG brakes. Outside of that, not much else. Drives like a brand new car. You could drive this home to California tomorrow morning without hesitation. Cooled seats work great. I'm enjoying that. AC works phenomenally. Power top works, suspension works, adjustments work, paddle shifters work. This car is in brand new condition. So whoever gets this is going to be getting a phenomenal value. Wow. This car is a car that makes you think about how the market's set up in general. Like, how is this a $50,000 to $60,000, $70,000 car, and a Z06 sells for more than that? Because this is definitely this is just like, in 05, 06, they were making supercars. Sure, they sold for $250,000 new, but like, wow. Forget a Lamborghini, we'll leave it in the dust. Okay, I'm not sure what other cars compare to this. I would try giving you guys like an analogy, but it's like an Sl600 took like 6 months of steroid injections. Drive smooth from here on out. Suspension regular, and we're just gonna drive. Okay. For that drive, I mostly use the paddle shifters. It's not necessary to use them. I just use them because you get more gear out of it, but it's just more fun. Okay. And this is just regular old driving. It drives like a regular SL when you want it to drive like a regular SL, but then in your back pocket you got 750 horsepower. I know I said that like 500 times, but you can't get over it. And most people won't even recognize what you're driving. That's the craziest part too. Like, if you buy this car and you go drive it, it looks like an older Benz. Like, okay, wow, such a cool car. This car is a race car. Unbelievable. And you have the top-down driving experience while you have the satisfaction of also having a hardtop on the car, so you don't have to deal with all that excessive road noise, and you can have a conversation. You could also modify this farther and throw a mean exhaust on it and have it sound crazy, but I like it the way it is my thoughts. The Rentec upgrades are awesome. They just give it a little bit more oomph, and it has a better cooling system also. A couple good factors. It's a hot day, the AC is running, and we're driving it at 75%, and it's running nice and cold. Everything works. Thank you guys for watching, and that will conclude our video.